Good evening, wanderers and wool gatherers, and welcome to episode 141 of the show, Wanderings and Wool Gathering. On tonight's episode, we are reviewing the latest from Miley Cyrus. I know a little bit of a departure for us on the show, but we do like to branch out, and we do like some of the things she's done. For instance, when she did a Metallica song, that was pretty cool. So we're going to give her a go tonight, and we are going to try to stump the big man. Never works, but we're going to keep trying. And we'll chat it up as we go. But as always, to join me is none other than Metalhead Mundy himself.
Step inside into his mind. It's boy band time. It's
Metalhead Mundy.
And there he is, everyone.
Hello. Yeah, buddy.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Mundy.
Thanks, sir.
All right. We ready to do this?
I think so.
Definitely a departure, but we are well-rounded. We like to dabble across genres. So kind of fun to do this one this week, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting for me is Marianne and I have been talking about going to see Nothing But Thieves. They never travel around here, or haven't been for quite a while. And all of a sudden, new song pops up, and I get the notification on my phone that they're coming to Chicago next September.
Oh, cool.
So within 5 minutes, we had our tickets. So that was exciting. And
Nice.
The new song is, it's okay. It's not great. I like it when the songs showcase Connor's voice. He's amazing. But the new album is going to be called Dead Club Society. And the new single is Welcome to DCC, the Dead Club Society. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it is nice to have Connor's voice back and to know that we're going to go see them live. So,
All right.
pretty exciting news.
Yeah, sounds like it'd be a fun, at least probably overnight trip, right?
Oh, yeah. We love to go to
Yeah.
Chicago and do the
Mhm.
Hawks or whatever. And we're going to be going, we're on spring break next week, and we're going to see the Hawks play. And there's a
Nice.
Dali show at the museum there. So
Ooh,
any
very cool.
chance to see Dali work is always worth a trip. So we're going to do that.
Absolutely. We were close to going to the Dali Museum at one point, but we didn't quite make it. So I would
It
still like to do
is-
that.
Yeah, it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, it's cool. The artwork itself just looks amazing, but when you see how big it is in person, it's not like the Mona Lisa
Right.
where it's a stamp. You know,
Yeah.
you have this vision in your head. His works are huge.
Yeah.
And, that museum is very cool. So if you can get down there, St. Pete, check it out.
Yep.
And,
Yeah, that's there's a few upcoming shows that we have tickets to as well. So I think the wife and I are going to see Billy Idol in May,
oh yeah.
and what else? You and we have tickets to see Pantera and Lamb of God.
Yep. And then
There's
Ghost.
another one, Ghost, right, in August. Yeah,
Outdoors. So that'll be exciting.
yeah, Ghost
Yeah.
and Amon Amarth.
Amarth.
So
I'm gonna have to
excited about
gear up
that.
for that, yeah. Little
So
Viking metal.
excited. Hell yeah.
So this is what I heard tonight. I don't know if it's true, but somebody said that you can buy a year pass to Verizon or Ruoff or whatever it's called now for the lawn for $200. See any
Yes,
show you
actually,
want?
our buddy Austin does that because he has the bus and he takes
Yeah.
trips. He takes groups there constantly in the summertime. So he bought one of those. So anytime he takes a group down there, he can just go in and sit in the lawn and whatever or not.
I don't
but yeah,
always
he
love
said
lawn
it-
tickets, but man, what a deal! Because ticket
Yeah.
prices are ridiculous.
Yeah, he said it's pretty cool. So it's just that one price, and then you get. I don't know if it's every single show. I'm not sure about that, but yeah. So he enjoys it, and it's like I said, that's that one price, and you don't have to buy a ticket every time or just sit in the parking lot. Like drives the bus down there, you don't have to stay in the parking lot.
Right. Wow. Yeah, I'll have to check into that. That sounds really cool because sometimes, I mean, you buy $100 ticket and then you get a $30 or $40 convenience charge, and the next thing you know, it's $140 to see one show.
For one show, yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I'll look into it. Too late this year because I've already got a couple of tickets bought, so I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Plus, I'm getting old, so I want to make sure I'm not in the weather, and I like to sit in the pavilion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyway. All right. So it's time to stump you, Mr. Mundy. Little
Well.
Lester Bang style, but not really this time. We're not doing a review this time. I just have some facts about this band. And we'll see if you can figure it out. There's a couple that aren't very, I don't know, weird stuff, so you may know this. Are you ready? Number one fact.
Sorry, taking a drink. I couldn't answer you.
Their most famous song was never supposed to be a single.
Okay. That's probably happened more than once.
Yeah, probably. Number two. Their lead singer, who's very famous, was actually their third choice.
Okay.
All right. Their singer warmed up every night to Elvis Presley.
Ooh.
He's trying to throw you off the trail because he does not sing like Elvis Presley.
Okay.
And not a lot of those deeper notes either, especially as younger.
Okay, so then it's not Danzig.
It is.
Because Danzig kind of fits all three. Yeah.
He just transforms into Elvis when he performs.
I guess.
Their lead guitarist, one of the most famous in the world, first appeared on TV as a kid.
Oh, wow. I feel like I should know that.
You probably
It's
will.
not. Yeah.
No guess?
No, not really.
Feel free to throw a guess out there anyway. You might just land on it. They performed only one time under the name The Knobs. And the reason that they changed their name was because the descendants of another band claimed that they had stolen the name. And so for one night, they performed as The Knobs.
Huh.
It's been a while.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Not putting it together yet.
Okay. This band is huge Tolkien fans. One song paraphrased a Tolkien poem in the beginning. Another song is actually named after a place in The Hobbit. And then one of their other big songs has lots of references to Return of the King.
Okay, so that kind of gives me, that's a huge clue, and that leads me to believe that I know who it is, but I guess with the time period, the Elvis thing might fit this because he would have had to been a very young child when Elvis was hitting, so he probably loved Elvis. What was the guitar player one?
The lead guitarist
appeared on TV as a kid.
First time on TV as a kid.
I don't know that one, but I mean the Tolkien stuff that sounds like Led Zeppelin.
Nailed it.
I know. I mean, they have tons of references to him. So, but what is their most famous song that wasn't supposed to be a single?
Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven. Well, yeah.
I mean,
I
guess
guess
everybody would know probably.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I guess it wasn't just that song, but I guess their manager at the time didn't like singles. And so didn't want to. I mean, maybe he didn't last because of that, but did not want to release singles.
That seems weird and counterproductive, but also when they were kind of, I mean, in the 70s, there was a kind of a movement towards a lot of radio stations doing, I don't know what they called it, but like they would play like a whole side of an album, you know,
like Wolfman Jack and people like that.
Yeah. So maybe, I guess, but not releasing singles seems odd. But yeah, and Stairway is like, what is it, like 7-something minutes long? So that's the DJ has to poop song. They put that on and run to the bathroom.
Got to get something out of the microwave.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, I knew you'd get it. I just wasn't sure how long it would take. And to think that he was their third choice.
Yeah, none of that stuff I really knew until you hit the Tolkien stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's
pretty cool.
That's kind of cool too. That nerdy like that. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to Miley Cyrus, or should it wasn't a singles band really. They only had one top 10 hit. True.
I mean, yeah, I guess at the time that was a little before my time. So now I hear their stuff on the radio all the time. So
yeah, and that started. I know in the '80s, after like Q95 started in, I guess late '70s. But their big thing was, disco sucks, and so they hit classic rock hard. And so when we were middle school, high school, you got a ton of Zeppelin. So
yeah,
maybe they weren't big until then, as far as singles go. So cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for that little tidbit. So we got Hannah Montana tonight, and Hannah is up to an endless summer vacation. But where's her wig? What's going on with that picture? Just kidding. So this one actually was chosen by Mr. Mundy. What did you think this would be a good one for us to review?
It really wasn't that I thought it would be good or bad. It was when I chose it, there were 2 albums out. So this came out not a couple of days ago, but the week prior on Friday. Friday's the release date. So it really was there. We didn't know what we were doing, and there were 2 albums that I thought would be interesting, either the Periphery or Miley Cyrus, and we went with Periphery. And then again, we didn't really have anything to do this week, so we just decided to do Miley Cyrus. But so yeah, but I mean, I heard the single Flowers, that was kind of big and showing up everywhere. And then I heard that someone we know actually plays on that song. Kokomo area native Doug Showalter plays keyboards on Flowers. So that's kind of cool. So, any chance to talk about him and whatever, he's out in LA doing some great stuff. So, and here's another example of that.
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't realize all the backstory to Flowers until
to the song or the album.
To the song.
Okay.
And
so I mean, this is very much Endless Summer Vacation is very much a breakup album.
Oh yeah.
And it's not every song, but her relationship with is it Liam? Right? Liam Hemsworth. Obviously that has fallen apart, and a lot of these songs are, about that. So it's just like anybody, she's going to write about whatever she's going through.
I didn't realize, my daughter just told me that she released it on his birthday.
Yes.
Song, and shot the video in the place where he cheated on her.
Okay. That I didn't know.
Zing.
I knew one thing I knew because I watched the video, and there's a part in there. Well, first of all, before I say this, I'm going to say that Miley is ripped. Like, she looks amazing, and she is ripped, and she is like in shape. So, but there's a part in this video where it just shows her like working out. And I'm like, okay, I guess. but then I get my wife to inform me that was a big thing in the Hemsworth family, and because they're all super fit and whatever, and I guess that was something that maybe he wrote her about a little bit. And so then she's in this video working out, being like, yeah, look, I can do it. I'm doing it. I look awesome. Screw you, buddy. So
you must be filled with hatred if that gets you to work out.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a little strange, but yeah. So I guess I feel like all of this is kind of her trying to show him that I don't need you.
Well, she didn't need him anyway. She was already rich and famous and very talented, so she didn't need all that. So But yeah, so that was your album opener, and I suppose there was no more appropriate song to open the album with than Flowers. Definitely sets the tone, as you said, but for a
Mhm.
breakup record, super catchy radio hit. I mean, it is the perfect leadoff song, I think.
Yeah, and it's the lead single, so it's been out for a while. So then when you hit play on the album, it's the first thing you hear. It draws you. It's like, oh, I know this song. So, it kind of pulls you in that way. And it definitely sets the tone, I think, lyrically, uh, spiritually, narratively, like all of that for sure. Music wise, I don't think we get too crazy in any certain direction on this, so maybe it sets the tone that way a little bit too.
Yeah,
But
there were not very many songs that veered away from a very basic beat structure. There were a lot of them that the beat was so basic. The only thing that really made the song change was using her voice as an instrument,
I
to give
agree
it
with
all those
that.
changes.
I agree with
Um,
that 100%.
so
I think I made a similar note in a couple of songs.
yeah,
Yeah.
some of them are just crazy basic, and I was just like, wow, that's interesting.
Hmm.
So we had talked not too long ago about how Spotify gives you all the particular numbers on listens and
Yes.
downloads and streams.
Yep.
So Apple Music does not. It just I mean it gives you personal ones on how many you've listened to, but
Yeah.
for an
Yeah.
album it gives stars beside it for the ones that are listened to the most.
Okay.
This record has one, which is most albums when you pull them up
Really?
have 2 or 3 songs that are listened to a ton, but Apple Music shows one song with a star beside it, and that's Flowers.
Well, the numbers on Spotify, Flowers is far and away the
Mhm.
most. It's like almost 280,000 or 80 million listens, or and
Mhm.
nothing even comes close to that. I think every single song was in the millions.
Mhm.
There might have been a couple that were in the tens of millions, but yeah, Flowers far and away. I mean, like 280 million listens.
And I get it too, especially with she is somebody that has a base that is more into singles than
Mm,
records like us. So it does make sense. But I was a little surprised because you got Brandy Carlisle on a song, you got Sia on a
yep.
song,
Mhm.
and they don't have, I guess, more listens. And there were some really, really good, strong radio type songs, I thought.
Absolutely.
So all right,
Yeah.
well let's start rolling through some of them then.
Okay.
How about Jaded? What do you think of that one?
This is one where I think her vocals definitely are the star here. I don't think musically this one is super amazing. Her cadence in this song, like her delivery, is pretty interesting.
Mhm.
The keys, the keyboards on the chorus, I thought were kind of cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, decent song. Nothing for
Yeah.
me to complain about.
No, my thought on it was just standard fare. Like
Yeah.
nothing good, nothing bad. Did its job, not a bad song.
Hmm.
Third song was Rose Colored Lenses. I thought this was a pretty good song. I think it stood out a little bit more than Jaded.
Okay.
A little bit more interesting lyrically, I thought.
Okay.
Again, did
I
not blow my socks off or anything.
Yeah, I did not love this song. The lyrics were kind of interesting. I mean, she's just kind of, you know, fantasizing about what could have been
Mhm.
in a relationship, I guess. But yeah, this song, it really didn't blow me away.
Yeah. The next one, Thousand Miles, liked this one a whole lot.
Hmm.
And I like Brandy Carlisle a lot too.
Yeah.
She's got a great voice. But this was probably after the first song, this was the one that stuck out the most for me. Thousand Miles, pretty good song.
Yeah, Brandy Carlisle fits on this song
Mhm.
beautifully. I so much so that I actually looked up to see if she helped write this song because it kind of sounds like a Brandy Carlisle song. She did not. There's actually I saw the backstory to this one, and Miley says she wrote this in like 2016, 2017. So
Really?
yeah, a long time ago.
Hmm.
So It's pretty cool. But yeah, Brandy Carlisle, absolutely. The two of them singing together, they don't really, they kind of harmonize, but it's they kind of are singing the same lines differently, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like they're not hitting the same notes on different octaves or anything like that. They're like kind of singing around each other, and it's absolutely gorgeous. There's some in the music, if you listen real close, it kind of comes towards the end of the song when the lyrics drop out and it's just the music. You can kind of hear they sample, I assume it's Miley. They kind of sample her doing this little scatting sounds. And
yeah, I don't know who did that, where that came from.
It sounds really cool, and it's kind of, it's buried more in the song until the singing stops, and then you can kind of hear it more. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just thought this one was probably the most different of the songs so far as not being standard fare.
Yeah, this 1,000 Miles and the next song, You, those are my two favorite songs on the album.
You is one of my least favorite songs.
Really? That's interesting. Because you liked Rose-Colored Lenses. I didn't really care for that one. And this, yeah, well, I love this song.
There were parts of it I liked, but for me, her voice can be a bit hit or miss because there is a strong nasal factor in just her actual speaking voice. And that hits hard, especially when she says the word you. And so it just, the first time I heard it, it just kind of took me out of the song because it did get too far into that realm. So yeah, that kind of ruined it for me. Otherwise, I mean, it wasn't a terrible song. I thought the vocals were the worst on this one for me.
I could not disagree with you more. I felt none of that. I love the song. The opening is kind of, it's almost like I don't know that she is playing the piano, but it sounds like, when you hear it, it just sounds like her sitting at a piano, like maybe in a piano bar, kind of crooning a little bit. And then the beat kicks in, and I feel like the control on her voice in this song is outstanding, because she goes low, she goes high, she belts, she pulls it back. I really love it, and I found myself in this one, like instead of reading the lyrics as it's going, I felt myself just keep wanting to close my eyes and just kind of bob along and feel it, and I absolutely love the song.
Okay. We all don't have to love everything.
Yeah.
I wish somebody could chime in. Did they like you? Not you. Of course, everybody likes you, Money, but
everybody likes me.
Handstand. This one is very different. Like they do a lot of different elements on this one, which I think helps it quite a bit. I kind of go back and forth on it though, lyrically and vocally, if I like it or not. It's okay. No, I don't know. But I definitely like that it took a departure from the standard beats, and so I don't know, middle of the road.
Yeah. This one I did not love her vocals. I don't know why. It just didn't hit me right, I guess. I feel like this is kind of more of like a club / dance song, which is not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's just, that's kind of what it feels like. There's a really cool synth part in the middle that caught me off guard, and I was like, oh, that's neat. But the lyrics are interesting. I'm not sure what this song is about. Like the chorus kind of goes into some, almost feels like some weird sex stuff. But
it could with her. I mean,
it's not necessarily explicit, but it kind of hints at that, and which again, not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's just like, I'm not sure what this song is about if it's not that.
I don't know. So not one of your top 3 or 4 then?
No, not really.
No. And then the next one, River, was not one of my favorites either. This happens to every album. We get this middle section and it doesn't click with me.
Yeah.
So 4, 5, and 6, I didn't feel them. Luckily, they're all short. 2 of them are under 3 minutes, so that's kind of
Right.
nice. But
yeah,
yeah.
River's kind of, it feels kind of like an 80s dance song to me. It's got a big 80s feel, which, you know, makes it kind of fun, but kind of disposable at the same time.
Yep. Violet Chemistry picks back up for me. I like this one.
Yeah, this one feels like it could be a single, like a total radio hit, and you know, in today's whatever climate. Yeah, just kind of, and the lyrics are a little more feel good. It's not angry or depressing or anything like that. So yeah, I enjoyed this one quite a bit.
Yeah. Muddy Feet is the next one, and this one features Sia. And this is I like Sia a lot. I wish Sia would have been more pronounced.
Yes.
On the song, but again, it's a 2 minute and 17-second song.
Yes.
Not long enough. It's good. Yeah. But I wanted more Sia, and I wanted a little bit more song.
This one is, yes. First of all, I feel like Sia was a little wasted on this song. She does not come across in the forefront. It's kind of like you have to figure out where she is, which, I mean, that's whatever. That's how they decided to use her. This is very angry, Miley. she's a cussing on this one.
Yeah, she was pretty angry.
But yeah, it's a good song. I enjoy the song, and I do like the lyrics are good. I mean, she's obviously pissed, and it came out in this one. So, you know, it's basically you're going out and cheating on me and bringing your dirt back home with your muddy feet, and so get out of my house and all that stuff. So it's a pretty good song.
Yeah, it would have ranked a lot higher if this had been a 4-minute song.
Yeah,
got a verse with Sia or something that featured her, but
could have fleshed it out a little more that way.
And this one sounds different, like because it's more angry, like actually angry.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next song, Wild Card, I could see this being the next big single. This one has the radio feels all over it, from the lyrics to the way she sings it to the sound. It's like perfect radio fare and a pretty good song.
I agree. Her vocals on the chorus are outstanding. And it almost feels, there's a singer, I don't know if you're familiar with her. There's a singer named, she goes by LP. Just the letters LP. I'll have to send you some of her stuff. She's amazing. LP was somebody who was kind of in the background as a songwriter, producer for a long time, and then she finally broke out on her own. And her voice is amazing. And this song kind of sounds like an LP song. Again, I had to look to see if maybe she helped write it, because she does that, but she did not. But even Miley's vocals on this song kind of reminded me of LP a little bit, which is not a bad thing. LP is amazing.
So that one hit for both of us. Island, it was good. Again,
my exact note was pleasant, but nothing special happening here.
Just kind of innocuous, I mean, and see, I knew this was going to be where I fell on a lot of these songs, because I don't gravitate to radio-friendly pop songs.
Sure.
So for me to really dig into some of these songs, there has to be something there for it. And this is a fine song. Nothing that I love, nothing that I don't like. So
yeah, it fits really well in that pop structure. But yeah, for me, there's not a lot to sink my teeth into.
And then the album closer is Wonder Woman, and not as good as the comic.
I like this song. I like this song a lot. I think it feels like just kind of a piano ballad. which I enjoy, and I think it's kind of a good way to close everything out and wrap everything up. I think it's a decent album closer. So I
Thematically,
like
I
this
think he
one.
definitely does. Like you take it from the
Yes.
first one, Flowers, getting back even,
Yep.
all that stuff, and then the end is look at me, look how strong I am.
Yep.
Moving on. So yeah,
Yep.
I agree with you in that respect. There was nothing there that no meat on the bone for me, so to speak.
Okay.
And then I don't know, like the Flowers demo is on both Spotify, it's on
Yep.
Apple. Is this, if you bought the vinyl, would you get the demo?
I don't
If you
know.
bought the CD? I don't know either.
I don't know, but I really like this. I almost like it more than the single.
Why?
I mean, it's really just, it's a demo, so it's just her and a keyboard playing the melody. It's just kind of cool and stripped down. You can, if you listen to both, you can kind of hear some of the differences where they tweaked, the lyrics or the melody or something like that. But it's just kind of a different version of the song, and it shows where when you have song ideas and you lay them down on record, you got it out of your system, but it's almost like you kind of hear musicians talk about it, but you more hear authors and writers say that they're never ever really done with the project. Even when it's published, they're like, oh, I could have done this or that or whatever.
Yeah, at some point you got to know when to step away.
Yeah, and this I think is a great example of that. There are excellent bones for building a good song here, and they do that because the Flowers is it's a huge hit. And it's a good song. It's not like she laid down this idea and then turned it into something shitty. It's good. So just kind of build on what's good and, tweak a little thing here and there, and you got a great song.
Great. All right. Well, I will say that for me, trying to put this in the frame of somebody who would like this kind of music, I would say it is a 3 out of 5. I think it's a pretty solid effort. I don't love it. I won't go back to it a lot. There are a couple songs I really dug. And I guess if I had one comment about it, I would just say maybe she should let Hannah Montana sing a little bit more, because I think it would have been better.
I don't know if it would have been better. I feel like it would have been a little more of a bastardized pop thing, but
Could be.
yeah, I'm say what?
Yes, it could be.
Yeah. So I would go I go 3.5 out of 5. What I liked a lot, and there's not really anything on here that I disliked. I can't say that I won't put this on just in the background sometime, but there are definitely songs that I love more than others. So I'm pretty happy giving it a 3.5.
3.5. All right. So just, I think this answers our question. It says she closes Endless Summer Vacation with a demo version of Flowers. So I assume that means that everybody's getting that version. That's just not something for the streaming.
Okay, cool.
I would think so. And there were some other people noted here. Handstand, indie filmmaker Harmony Korine is credited.
Wow, doing what?
Is credited on the Woozy Gauzy handstand, which lyrically references one of his paintings, Big Twitchy.
Okay, yeah. Well, she was talking about Big Twitchy, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. So it sounded like a person to me. So,
and then Violet Chemistry has James Blake joining.
I don't know who that is.
Feels like a spiritual and sonic cousin of Taylor Swift's Midnight's Cut, Lavender Haze. Caitlin Smith is on Island. So I don't know who that is either.
No idea.
Anyway, that helps out a lot. All right, good.
Yeah. The Harmony Korine thing is interesting. I mean, is that he didn't do anything on it, right? It's just kind of inspired by his painting or whatever. Is that what it
Co-writer.
said?
It says co-writer.
Really?
Credited, yeah, with that. And then we've
Huh.
got
Okay.
Jaded has Greg Kirsten bringing his trademark gravitas. Okay. Kid
All right.
Harpoon has his fingerprints all over the LP.
No idea.
On the opener, Flowers. Did also worked on Wrecking Ball.
Okay.
And then Tyler Johnson pairs with her. I don't know a lot of these people, so this doesn't help at all.
Me either.
But it sounds like she did not do this on her own. Had lots of help. So
Yeah. I mean, the songs that I did look up, it was like 3 or 4, people co-writing the song and stuff. So it's usually, I feel like with her stuff, she's probably one of those that will, sit at home and write or whatever, and maybe lay down a demo, and then that gets taken to someone and put into the machine, and 3 or 4 or 5 people get their hands on it, and then you end up with the song. So
yeah, it's true.
that's, it works a lot that way in the pop world these days. So, and I mean, really, honestly, it kind of always has. So, I mean, that she at least is involved in the writing process. I mean, there's some that even from way back in the day who you hear on singing on the record had nothing to do with writing that song. And that still happens today.
You feel like they're performers more so than,
yes.
That's why I don't appreciate them as much, I suppose.
Yeah. And I will say, I mentioned last week, because we touched on Miley's album last week because I thought we weren't going to do it. But last week I said, I feel like she has grown into her voice so much. I mean, I watched Hannah Montana with my kids, they were that age when that was going on. So I've seen her turn into who she is now. And her voice, I just think is amazing. And I feel like she can sing almost anything in her style. And I mean, she's done some amazing covers like Jolene, Heart of Glass. I mean, all kinds of great stuff. And Nothing Else Matters. I feel like she's an amazing singer, and she is one that I feel like is probably only going to get better with age.
Yeah, but we both agree she wasn't very good on you. Okay, good. Let's finish this up. Well, tonight's episode was brought to you by the Kokomo Lantern. Head over to kokomolantern.substack.com to get all of that local Howard County information and news. They do an amazing job. Mr. Mundy, where might we find you and pictures of your cats?
Only have one cat, but you can see her on my Instagram page.
Really? Just one?
Yep.
I thought you had more than one cat.
I know it seems like several because I talk about them so much, but I talk about her. That's it's what we turn into. You get a cat, you turn into a cat person. So, but anyway, at Metalhead Mundy, you can see what all the fuss is about.
Oh, there's fuss, all right. There's fuss and muss. Folks,
She's
keep
pretty.
that right. Keep that write-in campaign coming for JPP. He'll be back. I can feel it. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Foggy's Pal. And you can find this show on YouTube, on Apple Music, on Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, and SoundCloud. And I think that about does it. I don't know what we're going to be doing next week, but I'm going to guess it'll be something exciting.
You should ask your dogs.
They love it when the show ends because I get to come back up. They're Chihuahuas, everybody, if you can't tell. I mean, they're Great Danes. Can you hear those woofs?
Yeah, right?
It's deep. Too much. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a great week of work. See you then. Bye now.